when did you first meet Barkley? You got a story about that? Was it at a press conference? Was it on the set? Was it before he joined Turner? You got something on that?
It was before. Yeah, it was before. It was before he joined Turner, and I was, it was early on in my days at Turner. I've been here since '89, so it was like '90 or '91, and my boss at the time, Don McGuire, had said, "Hey, why don't you go out and do a sit down with Charles?" And just went out to Phoenix, kind of hung out at practice with him, sat down and did an interview, went out later and met up with him. I think it was probably at a happy hour, and he was so engaging then, and then he would come in a couple of times during the playoffs and be a studio analyst. This is while he's still playing, and we run those clips from time to time too. He was so soft spoken, and it was nothing like the Charles that I work with every night now. It was just like, he was the guest and he'd answered my questions, and there was nothing like it was setting the world on fire. It was, your standard answers, but then he, just getting over the last 20-something years a chance to work with him and do the pod. I just got done doing a podcast with him, the Steam Room that we do every week. He's just a dear friend, and it's, I owe a lot to him, Rich. I really do. I mean, he's the impact he had on our industry, and not to mention our show, is profound. And I'm happy to be along on the ride with him. No,
and some of the greatest compliments I get about NFL Game Day Morning, which I've hosted about, well, let me just do the math in my head, about a third or maybe the quarter of the time that you've hosted Inside the NBA at Turner, is that it reminds folks of your show, and I that makes me so happy because of you and the rest of the guys there setting the gold standard. And of course, the production crew that sets you guys up, and that you work together as one unit. And when people ask me what makes my show on Sunday morning successful, I say we genuinely love each other. Like, we genuinely like each other, and I get that sense from you guys for sure. No doubt.
No, without question. No, I mean, you hit that right on the head. I mean, and I think that the way a show like ours works is that nobody tries to make it about themselves. And it's never been a situation where somebody says, well, I need more FaceTime, or you need to come to me. We just kind of do our thing, and when we sit down to do the show, it's not unlike four guys sitting in a living room where nobody asks for permission to talk, or in a commercial break we say, hey, when we come back, I'm going to say this, you say this, I'll laugh, and then you say this, and then we'll go to another break. We're just kind of doing whatever comes natural, and I think the fans, the viewers, appreciate that too, because there's an element there of, look, I don't know what's going to happen next on this show, and it's like, hey, join the club. I don't have any idea either. We'll let her rip and see what happens.
Well, again, I know, Ernie, what it's like to be on live television with some very strong personalities, and where anything can happen. And so I can see, I watch you, okay? And the thing I love about you and what you nail is when you realize that you can make a full course meal of what's about to hit and lay back and let it occur, like the Shaq trying to figure out how to fill up his tank of gas, and I don't think he still has figured out what's a half a tank and when you can fill it up to make it a full tank. And I just watch you, and you're just like, you let it happen. On occasion, you'll just throw a dart in there to keep it going. Oh my gosh, that's the good stuff, man. That's it.
I know, and you and I both know. I mean, look, when you're working with guys who have played the game, what's important is their perspective on what's going on. Nobody cares what I think about what might be going on in a huddle with 1.3 seconds to go, but these guys have all been there, and so anytime I can set them up to be the best they can be, I kind of see that as why I'm there, and so. And the fact that I can talk when somebody is talking in my ear, a producer, and not and not like, as Charles has done before, responded to the producer by just looking up at the sky and saying, I know that, I'm going to get there. And
somebody at home has no idea what he's talking to.
Yeah, oh, no, exactly. He does it. I'm getting to that, TK, and so I think I think knowing your role is important, and I think appreciating the fact that we've got 4 distinct personalities on that show who somehow have made it work for a long time. I can't define it. I can't describe it. I can't say that here's how you make chemistry. It's just we kind of have something there that's pretty special, and I never lose sight of that.
What a blessing. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.